Hey, it's Brett with Overland Expedition Specialist. Quick XJ tip: if you're going to change the track bar out, just pull the 4 bolts. For some reason, all my other bolts and my control arms are pretty much seized on there, so they're taking a lot of work, but those 4 bolts for the track bar are quick and fast, and I'll be putting on a metal cloak, so I needed to pull it off to drill out the hole anyway. So that's just a Cherokee tip for the day. Thanks. So if you're working on an unmolested Cherokee, somebody that has never looked at it, never taken track bars apart, you're better off pulling the whole bracket, because there's a good chance that nut is pretty much fused to the bracket, and you'd never get it off on the Jeep. So right now I'm taking a torch and gonna hit it with some blaster and big old cheater bars. Alright, so I torched that nut till it come off with a cheater bar, and now I'm going to use a joint separator. This is a handy tool to keep around for ball joints, or usually like taking the joint off the pitman arm, things like that. Makes it a lot easier than the old hammer tap for when you got one that's stubborn. And just put the impact on it. And it'll get it done. Alright, so I drilled out the bracket for the Metal Cloak Suggestion to a 5/8, or using a 5/8 bit. Started with a 9/16 because of the taper that's in there from the factory for the ball joint, and then stepped up to a 5/8, and just did slow and easy and kept it horizontal. So now it's ready to bolt back onto the bracket, bolt back onto the Jeep, and then I'll drill out the bottom to the 9/16. Okay, so I've got the track bar mounted up. I pretty much guessed at what my length was going to be to start with, because you're supposed to pull it off and adjust it. I'm using the nut on a wire method as a plumb bob. You can see the driver's side is pretty much over the divot. Passenger side is pretty much over the divot. So we're definitely a lot closer than what I was with the stock track bar on with the lift. So now I'll go ahead and I'll tighten up all the bolts, torque them to spec, and give her a test drive. So that's how you do the Metal Cloak adjustable track bar on a Cherokee. Thanks.